He called me temporary help the day his father was buried. The day we buried my husband, his son called me the temporary help. I stood in the hallway in my black funeral dress, holding a casserole dish Mrs. Patterson from next door had pressed into my hands. The house smelled like lilies from the funeral and coffee that had gone cold 2 hours ago. Marcus, 18 now, tall as his father, stood in the kitchen doorway blocking the light. He looked at the casserole in my hands, then at my face and said it. You were only ever the temporary help. Dad's gone now, so you can't go. Lily was on the stairs behind him, 15. She went still. I saw her hand grip the banister. I didn't say anything. I just stood there with that glass dish in my hands, feeling the weight of it, the warmth gone out of the ceramic. 12 years I had raised that boy. 12 years since I married David and became the woman who packed lunches and sat through fevers and taught him to drive. And now his father's body was barely in the ground and I was the help. The question I kept turning over was this: what would it cost him to discover I was the only mother who never left, and would he realize it before I was gone? I set the casserole on the hall table. I walked past him. He didn't move. I married David when Marcus was 6 and Lily was 3. Rachel, their biological mother, had walked out when Lily was still in diapers. Not a phone call since. Not a birthday card. I became the one who did school runs and held them through stomach flus and checked homework at the kitchen table. I was there when Marcus got his heart broken at 14 by a girl named Chloe who didn't even know his middle name. I was there when Lily's hamster died and she cried for 3 days. 2 years ago, David had a health scare. He wrote a letter, sealed it, asked me to keep it safe. I never mentioned it to the kids. It sat in my dresser drawer. The first incident came 3 weeks after the funeral. Marcus hired a lawyer to handle David's estate. He told me I didn't need to be at the meeting. It's family business, he said. I was standing at the sink washing dishes. The water was too hot. My hands were red. Then last Tuesday, I came home from the grocery store and found Lily at the kitchen table with Marcus. He had pulled up a photo on his phone. Rachel, younger than I remembered, is smiling at some beach. We should reach out to her, Marcus said. She's our real mom. Lily looked at me when I walked in. I set the bags down. I didn't say a word. I couldn't walk away. Lily was 15 and still needed me. And I'd made David a promise. Keep them together. Marcus brought Rachel to the house on a Saturday morning. She walked through the front door like she belonged there. I was in the kitchen making coffee. I heard the key in the lock, the key I had given Marcus, the key I had trusted him with. Rachel looked around. She took in the kitchen I had repainted sage green last spring, the garden Lily and I had planted with tomatoes and zinnias. The family photos on the wall, me and David at the county fair, me holding Lily's hand on her first day of middle school. You kept the place nice, Rachel said. Marcus turned to Lily. This is your mom, he said. Lily looked at me. Confusion, guilt. She was 15 and she didn't know which way to turn. Then I saw it. Marcus reached into his pocket and handed Rachel a set of keys. Keys to the house, my house. The house I had made into a home. That was the moment, not the funeral, not the funeral, not the voyeur, not the photos online. He gave away what I had built. I didn't scream. I went quiet. I packed one suitcase. No fight, no argument. I folded my clothes and David's letter from the drawer and a few things I couldn't leave behind. Before I walked out, I placed a shoebox on the kitchen table. Inside, David's sealed letter addressed to Marcus, written 2 years ago after his heart scare, the one I had kept safe and never mentioned. Inside, the Mother's Day cards Marcus had made me in 2nd and 3rd grade. His own handwriting, to Mom, I love you, love Marcus. Inside, the photo of me holding Lily in the ER at 2 a.m, the night she had croup, the night I was the one who drove her, who held her, who didn't sleep. Inside, a spelling test from 3rd grade where Marcus wrote Mom and then crossed it out and wrote Karen because he was angry. I made him redo the assignment and I kept it because even crossed out, I was still there. I set the box down. I walked out the front door. I drove to my sister's house. The quiet move was leaving with dignity and leaving the truth where they could find it. Lily found the box first. She was alone in the house. Marcus had taken Rachel to lunch. She opened it. She read David's letter. If you're reading this, I'm gone. Karen is the only mother you've ever known. She chose you when she didn't have to. Rachel didn't stay. Karen did. Don't ever let her think she was temporary. Lily called Marcus. He came home. He read the letter. He saw the Mother's Day cards in his own childhood handwriting. To Mom. He saw the spelling test where he crossed out Mom and wrote Karen, and I know he remembered that day, the anger, the reason, the way I sat with him afterward until he wasn't angry anymore. He saw the ER photo and realized who was there. Not Rachel, not David, me. The weight of it hit him all at once. As on cruelty meeting the evidence of love he had chosen to forget. Rachel was standing in the kitchen watching. For the first time, she had nothing to say. She left quietly, because leaving is what Rachel does. The payback wasn't inflicted. It It was the truth he had tried to bury, rising up to meet him. 3 days later, I was at my sister's kitchen table when my phone rang. I didn't recognize the number at first. Then I heard his voice, Marcus, crying. Mom, he said, I'm sorry, please come home. My hand shook. I heard the word. Mom. I drove back. Lily was on the front porch waiting, her arms wrapped around herself, and when she saw my car, she ran down the steps. We walked in together. The house smelled like fresh coffee, the kind Marcus had made, waiting for me. He stood in the kitchen doorway where he had stood that night in black, and this time he didn't block the light. He crossed the room. He hugged me. He didn't let go. Rachel was gone. She had left again. Because that's what Rachel does. I am not temporary. I am home. If someone chose you when they didn't have to, don't wait until they're walking out the door to call them what they are.